Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hawk, one half of Hawk and Bel Podcast. I would like to thank you all for tuning in. This week, Bel is missing again, but for good reason. She, along with other members of our church, participated in a walk for hunger on the day we usually record. One day after she came back from vacation, they walked and they raised over $600 in donations in less than 2 weeks. I am proud of her and did not want to overwork her by adding another responsibility. So what happens when my wife isn't in the booth and the show is strictly in my hands? I get loose. Yeah. Today's show will not be about my voice. It will be about comedy, insight, and politics. Emphasis on politics. Sometimes comedy enables us to think critically while being entertained. Our guests today range from Katt Williams, Cedric the Entertainer, Bill Burr, Trevor Noah, Jimmy Keppel, and on and on and on. We even have Donald Trump quotes and on-the-spot interviews with Daily Show's own Jordan Klepper. Disclaimer, this episode will contain language not suitable for children under 18. It is not our intent to promote vulgarity or be provocative. The views expressed do not reflect Hawk or Bel, but Hawk did laugh out loud. Enjoy the show.
For a new president, I think first we need to celebrate the fact that Bush ain't gonna be president no matter more first. I don't understand. How the fuck do you get a job and fuck up everything? Everything. This has fucked up everything. Gas, water, air, everything. And he's not just stupid. Bush don't even give a fuck. He won't even try. At least if you stupid, you should try. He don't even try. I don't even know why he go to the press conference. He don't even be talking about they even be talking about. They just, what do you think about the problem in Darfur? You get on that horse, you gotta ride it. Who the asked him about a horse? Then he walk off like he done really said some This don't give a Bush done led this country lost for 8 years. For 8 years, we've been not finding the same one we was looking for in the first place. The same one, not a gang, not a group, not a country, the same one, the tall one with the beard and the robes and the kidney problem and the dialysis machine, lived in a cave doing a video right now. We still ain't found that same one, but they know everything T.I. did at the Hip Hop Awards. They got that down in 5-minute increments, just 9 o'clock, 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, 9. I don't know why that said 9:10. Some of you couldn't wait. That dumb said 9:10. That's not even a real time.
Y'all knew who our president was, boy. Black folk, we like Bill Clinton. That was our dude. We like Bill. And the thing is, we not really sure what Bill's politics was. We don't have no idea what Bill believed in, none of that. We like Bill because Bill did excuse expression. We like him, you know. Bill played the saxophone, smoke a little weed every now and then, got a couple of those. And when he stole that furniture out the White House, come on. That's how that's what we do. If they kicked us out this building right now, I'd be like, I bet y'all take the stool. I bet y'all take this. Gonna kick somebody out of there. Made sense to us, man. When he took that furniture, I was like, yup, take some furniture. Texas is a cool state, but you know they got that death penalty down there, man. They get rid of you down in Texas. And I'm a little bit different about the death penalty. Sometimes I'm for it, sometimes I'm against it. I don't really know. I mean, I feel like if you kill a bunch of little kids or something, you need to die next day. You know, like, hey, what's your name? Harold, how you doing? Come on, have a seat. Bye-bye. But you know it don't go like that. It take a long time for the death penalty. People be forgetting what they did. They be arguing with you time to die. Cause you gotta think about it. You don't want to get no whooping for when you was 11. It'd be 10 years later, they be just now executing people. They be like, oh man, y'all trying to kill me for that? Man, I ain't even like that no more, man. This ain't even right.
You know, and even the media, you know, you guys have been very favorable towards the president. You know, it's funny to me that they've never caught you smoking, but they somehow always catch you with your shirt off. I mean, it's proud. You're proud to be able to say that. You know, the first black president, you know. Well, that's unless you screw up. And then it's going to be, what's up with the half-white guy, huh? And I must say, Mr. President, I thought that, you know, that when you got into office that you would put a swift end to your basketball pickup plan, you know, pickup basketball plan, you know. I mean, come on, first black president playing basketball, you know, that's one step forward, two steps back. But you do need to keep your armors to yourself sometime. You know, yeah, you know, you went over to London touching the Queen. You can't do that. You over there patting the Queen on the back like she just slid into home plate. Way to go, Queen!
And that hats off to Michelle Obama, has made childhood obesity one of her causes. Yes, congratulations. She has started a more intense program. It's called Leave No Child with a Bigger Behind. And I think that's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And there was a big setback for NASA this year. As you know, President Obama cutting the space program and sending more men to the moon. We're not going to be sending any more men to the moon. Although we can point to one major achievement during your time in office, Mr. President. We did get an astronaut on Dancing with the Stars. And I think that's something we can all be proud of. And as you know, the president has the most diverse staff in history. They represent every ward of Chicago, and I think that is fantastic, Mr. President. Fantastic. And last month, you mentioned President Obama threw out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals game against the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, they didn't tell you that Biden got kicked out for cursing at the umpire. You didn't bring that up, Mr. President. Did you see the pitch? It was not a good pitch, no. But to be fair, he had just come for an interview on MSNBC, and I think you were used to softball. So I think that's probably what...
Truthfully, I'm humbled to be sitting at a table with President Obama, a man I greatly admire. It's such an honor to perform for the leader of the world's most powerful / poorest country. I, of course, am contractually obligated to attend the MSNBC party tonight. Everyone knows how the MSNBC party works. President Obama makes the Kool-Aid and everyone there drinks it. So it's not a strong field. And who knows if they can beat you in 2012. But I tell you who could definitely beat you, Mr. President. 2008 Barack Obama. You would have loved him. So charismatic, so charming. Was he a little too idealistic? Maybe. But you would have loved him. I still think we all remember that inauguration day, the First Lady was there. And may I say, for as beautiful as you looked that day, you look even more beautiful tonight. Now you, on the other hand, Mr. President, have aged a little. What happened to you? When you were sworn in, you looked like the guy from the Old Spice commercials. Now you look like Louis Gossett Sr. I I've never said this to anyone before, but maybe you should start smoking again. Is this the change you were talking about? Mr. President, look at your hair. If your hair gets any whiter, the Tea Party is going to endorse it. I'm going to get an angry voicemail from Ginny Thomas in 19 years. But I believe the president would agree with me that the mood has changed a bit since the beginning of his term. At the beginning of his term, Mr. President, housewives were trying to sneak into the White House. Not anymore. Now everyone's leaving. Axelrod, Gibbs, Rahm Emanuel. By this time next year, it'll just be you and Joe Biden trying to find toner for the copy machine.
Mr. President, I know you won't be able to laugh at any of my jokes about the Secret Service, so cover your ears if that's physically possible. But it's an honor to be here. You know, if you told me when I was a kid that I would be sitting on the same dais with President Barack Obama, I would have said, the president's name is Barack Obama? Mr. President, you remember when the country rallied around you in hopes of a better tomorrow? That was hilarious. That was your best one yet. But honestly, it's a thrill for me to be here with the president, a man who has, I think, done his best to guide us through some very difficult times and paid a heavy price for it. You know, there's a term for guys like President Obama. Probably not 2 terms, but there is. Are you enjoying this? Is this fun for you? This is the first meal he's had in months. They say diplomacy is a matter of carrots and sticks, and since Mrs. Obama got to the White House, so is dinner. You're very skinny. She doesn't let you eat. I felt weird about eating dessert. I left it untouched. I've never done that before. You know, the real reason people thought you were from Kenya had nothing to do with your birth certificate. It's because you lost so much weight, we thought you were the guy who won the Boston Marathon. This is how you know this country's in bad shape. Our president is starving. North Korea is sending him food aid. There are a lot of very big celebrities here with us tonight. Uggy is here. Uggy's the dog from the movie The Artist. Uggy is amazing. He can roll over on command. He's a Democrat. Uggy, I have some advice. If Mitt Romney ever invites you to go for a ride, call shotgun. And if the president tries to butter you, run. Last week we learned that the president's 2 favorite steaks are ribeye and seeing eye. You know you don't have to reveal everything in an autobiography, right? I mean, you can leave some things out. When you go to a dog park, is it the same as when we look at a tank full of lobsters? I do have one real question for you, Mr. President. What's with the marijuana crackdown? I mean, seriously, what is the concern? We will deplete the nation's Funyun supply? You know, pot smokers vote too, sometimes a week after the election, but they vote. Mr. President, I hope you don't think I'm out of line here, but marijuana is something that real people care about, and the fact that you believe Speaker Boehner when he tells you he still has control of his party leads me to believe that you must be smoking some crazy great weed yourself. President Obama wants everyone in America to have health care, whether we want it or not. I think I figured it out. You're not from Kenya. It's even worse. You're from Canada. This healthcare reform thing has a lot of people very angry. There seems to be a lot of anger in general. And ladies and gentlemen, if I can get serious for a moment, I believe that if we truly want to overcome the problems that we face, we have to do it together. We cannot forget this country is a great country. This is a land of liberty and justice for all. And it doesn't matter if you're black like President Obama or white like President Obama. America is and will always be, as a great man once put it, a place where a man is judged not by the color of his skin, but rather by the number of his Twitter followers.
As you all know, the president is hard at work creating jobs. Since he was first elected, the number of popes has doubled. And the number of Tonight Show hosts has tripled. Congratulations. Yes, President Obama has a lot on his plate right now. But he's now at that very nice stage where there are no more secrets left to come out about him. We all know that as a child, he lived in Indonesia, he studied at a Muslim seminary, and occasionally ate dog. So clearly from the beginning, he was a kid who had his eyes set on the U.S. presidency. Check, check, and check. Here I come. Now, I know the relationship between the president and the press can seem a bit strained at times. Some in this room have even accused the president of being distant and aloof. When I asked the president about it earlier, he said, "Oh," and then walked away. Of course, it's only natural, but Mr. President, your re-election was a little less exciting than the first time around in 2008. On election night in 2008, you celebrated with hundreds of thousands of people in Chicago's Grant Park. It was fascinating. This time around, you split a char dog with David Axelrod at the Wiener Circle. It just didn't have the same buzz. And by the way, I have a question, and I think some of you also have this question. It's been several months since you were re-elected, sir. So I'm curious, why are you still sending everyone 5 emails a day asking for more money? You won! Do you have a gambling problem we don't know about? Did you put it all on Gonzaga? You did, didn't you? He did! President Obama has already made a lot of changes in his second term. Sir, you recently appointed John Kerry and Chuck Hagel. Very smart move. You appointed the only 2 people in the United States who look even more tired than you. It's a great strategy. Mr. President, you're going to leave office as a very young man, and yet the presidency has taken its toll. I don't want to alarm you, sir, but you're starting to look like a judge on Law and Order. Just say you're on thin ice, counselor. You could have that part right away. Seriously, Mr. President, your hair is so white, it could be a member of your cabinet.
Captured Osama bin Laden. So we can all just, it's over. Everything's back to normal. He's done. So I'll just act like none of that ever happened. Not only did they capture Osama bin Laden, they shot him dead and threw him in the bottom of the sea like Megatron. Like they left room for a sequel. Maybe Osama will come back. I am pessimist prime. I don't believe anything. That could be coming back any minute. Nobody, I need some proof. Where has Osama bin Laden? Where's the body? We threw it in the bottom of the ocean. Done with it.
Here in New York for a while.
Yes, I did.
Oh, did you pay attention to the election? We got a new mayor here. Bloomberg is up.
I didn't even know there was an election. I honestly don't. I don't pay attention at all.
It's funny.
Bankers get bonuses of anywhere. The upper echelon get from like 10 million up to 100 million, and the president of the United States makes like $400,000 a year. So right there, I watched enough wrestling to see a rigged game. And, there's like people with YouTube channels making as much as the leader of the free world. So I just think he's set up to be bribed, and you act accordingly. So basically anybody who comes at me going these the conservative right or these liberals, like I just zone out. I can't even talk to you if you're actually still looking at it like those are 2 choices that you're getting. You're not. It's the same. Once you get past a certain level, it just seems like it's
all the same.
Yeah, you've jumped in the river and you act accordingly, or you get that convertible ride in Dallas.
But there's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the... They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they get by a system that threw them overboard 30 years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich who don't care about them. They don't care about you. They don't give a about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue being jammed up holes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
CNN is here tonight. You mentioned CNN? Yep. I've been watching CNN a long time. Yep. Used to watch it back when it was a news network. I did. Was it all CNN here tonight? I don't know about you guys, but I can't get enough of that CNN countdown clock. Now we can see exactly when they hit 0 in the ratings. Yeah. You know, I should say some of America's finest black journalists are here tonight. Don Lemon's here too. Hey, Don, how's it going? Alleged journalist Don Lemon, everybody. Al Sharpton, I think, was here tonight. You know, I'm surprised Al's a Hillary supporter. You don't put a relaxer in your hair for 40 years and not feel the burn. That just doesn't happen. It's impossible, is what I'm saying, right? By the way, if you're sitting next to Al Sharpton, feel free to feel the perm. It's okay. We've cleared it. It's all right. Ben Carson was also against Harriet Tubman replacing Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. He praised Jackson, saying he was a tremendous president. From the grave, Andrew Jackson replied, "What did that jigaboo say?" I didn't know. That's what he said. That's what he said. I'm just the reporter, you guys. I'm just the reporter. I'm the reporter, Mr. President. Yeah. Did Larry Wilmore say jigaboo in Obama's last? I did. I honestly did. Senator Bernie Sanders is here tonight. Senator. Which I'm surprised you never come to these things. He usually goes to the White House Correspondents' early bird dinner. Yeah, it's nice of you to come to this one this time, Senator. I appreciate it. Senator recently had a hernia operation. His doctors say it's his own fault for trying to lift the hopes of the disenfranchised. You got to stretch before you do that, Senator. I am confused with Bernie's stance on guns, though I have to say. He seems anti-gun. He seems to be anti-gun everywhere except Vermont.
Bernie doesn't care who gets a gun in Vermont. There are no black people in Vermont. I have to give you credit, though, Bernie. You are trying hard to get the black vote. I think it's great. Bernie's been hanging around with rapper Killer Mike, or as Hillary Clinton calls him, Super Predator Mike. You know? Sure. And Bernie got in trouble. Remember, Bernie got in trouble for saying Hillary was unqualified? That's right. Hillary, she is extremely qualified. In fact, when you factor in all of her policy flip-flops, she is at least several of the most qualified candidates ever to run for president. You know I'm not wrong. And whenever I turn on the TV, I see Trump's family campaigning for him, you know, gushing all over him, or as it's also known as Morning Joe. Have you seen Morning Joe? Oh, come on, guys, seriously. No, you know it's true. Guys, Morning Joe has their head so far up Trump's they bumped into Chris Christie. You know that's true. You know I'm not lying. You know that's true.
In this next segment, I will attempt to introduce the hypocrisy of Donald Trump and the brand he is selling the American people. We will play his own quotes on various issues: Hillary Clinton, the war on Libya, women's rights, even cursing. So if you're confused that you are hearing conflicting information, it's not you, it's him. Also, this segment is unedited for language, so put your headphones in if the kiddos are around. Usually we don't condone cursing. However, in this context, it is important to understand this is what we're exposed to. Like I said, when a wife isn't here, I come out to play. Enjoy.
God bless America and no place else. They just said we should not go into Iraq.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. I wish it was. I wish the first time it was done correctly.
I'm very pro-life. I'm very pro-choice.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle? There has to be some form of punishment.
I am pro-choice in every respect.
She has no natural talent to be president.
She's very talented, and she has a husband that I also like very much.
Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State in the history of the United States.
Hillary Clinton, how did she do as Secretary of State? Probably above and beyond everybody else.
Let's say Hillary is president.
Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I think she really works hard, and I think she does a good job, and I like her. I will build the wall, and Mexico's going to pay for it, and they'll be happy to pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for that fucking wall.
This guy used a filthy, disgusting word on television, and he should be ashamed of himself, and he should apologize, okay?
Listen, you motherfuckers.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
We'll beat the shit out of them.
Political bullshit.
You're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand?
Donald, true or false, you've said the government should pay for everyone's health care?
That's false.
You've never said that.
Everybody's got to be covered.
Universal health care.
I am going to take care of everybody.
Who pays for it?
The government's going to pay for it, but we're going to save so much money on the other side.
He said I was in favor of Libya. I never discussed that subject. I was in favor of Libya. We would be so much better off if Gaddafi were in charge right now.
Gaddafi in Libya is killing thousands of people. We should go in. We should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. Stop him from doing it and save these lives.
They're here illegally. You take them, they have to go back.
We have to show some compassion.
You're right.
We just can't throw everybody out.
They have
so
to
you're going to split up families.
Chuck,
you're going to deport children.
Chuck, no. We're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them together out.
But they have to go.
How do you throw somebody out that's lived in this country for 20 years?
North Korea has nukes. Japan has a problem with that. I mean, they have a big problem with it. Maybe they would, in fact, be better off if they defend themselves from North Korea. Maybe we would be better off. Including with nukes. Yes, including with nukes.
They said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
But if you say to Japan, yes, it's fine, you get nuclear weapons, South Korea, you as well, and Saudi Arabia says we want them too.
Can I be honest with you? It's going to happen anyway. So it's only a question of time. I'm a conservative person.
The Republicans are just too crazy right. I mean, just what's going on is just nuts.
Bush says, I do not believe he's a true conservative. These people are stupid.
Do you identify more as a Democrat or a Republican?
In many cases, I probably identify more as a Democrat. The economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans. I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party. Wages too high. We're not going to be able to compete against the world. I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is. I don't know how people make it on $7.25 an hour. I would like to see an increase of some magnitude.
Do you believe voters have a right to see your tax returns before they make a final decision?
I don't think they do.
If I decide to run for office, I'll produce my tax returns, absolutely.
There have been many presidents that have not shown their tax returns.
Actually, every single nominee since 1976.
I love that everybody's drinking, having a good time. This is beautiful. You know Donald Trump doesn't drink, right? Does not touch alcohol, which is oddly respectable. But think about that. That means every statement, every interview, every tweet, completely sober. How is that possible? We've all had that excuse, haven't we? Be like, I said what? No, listen, babe, I swear to you, I was hammered. That's not who I really am. What does Donald Trump tell Melania? Listen, babe, last year on that bus with Billy Bush, that's exactly who I am. He tweets at 3 a.m. sober. Who is tweeting at 3 a.m. sober? Donald Trump, because it's 10 a.m. in Russia. Those are business hours.
God bless America, and no place else.
This election caught everybody off guard. Nobody was ready for this. The shit that made it funnier was how wrong CNN was. We ain't never seen CNN be that wrong. They had the map up, had all the states lit up. They was talking big. Ain't no way Trump can win this unless he wins here, and here. He's not gonna be able to do it. He ain't gonna be able to do it. Just came back from the commercial crying and sweating. What is going on? They brought the neighborhoods up individually. Where is at? Where are the niggas and Hispanics in the country, Lord? It's a new regime. And white people, I ain't gonna say nothing to y'all. As we are proud of y'all. Y'all pulled that off. White people know how to keep a secret, Jesus. White people didn't say, we didn't know till they were showing them in line voting. Every white person looked like they had a secret. You guys had your turn, it's gonna be our turn. The new world.
You're a jerk. 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 You're a jerk.
I headed to Trump rallies in the crucial swing states of Ohio and Wisconsin to discover what his supporters know that the rest of us don't.
Do you think it's worse than pneumonia?
The way she looks, yes.
So what do you think's going on?
It could be Parkinson's. It could be MS.
It could be AIDS.
What makes you think she has AIDS?
The way her husband used to be.
So you think Bill had AIDS?
Yes.
So how did Bill Clinton get AIDS?
Probably messing around with Magic Johnson.
That's the natural conclusion?
Yes.
Interesting. The Clintons and Magic Johnson. What else do they know?
They were saying there was like a double of her.
Yeah. Do you think there was a Hillary Clinton double?
Yeah.
I think anything's possible when it comes to doubles.
Wow, a Clinton double. Who knew? So I printed out 2 identical photos to see if they could see what we couldn't.
And which one's the body double?
I'd say that one.
Oh, what is it about this one that makes you think it's not Hillary Clinton?
That little thing on her cheek is very obvious, and the scarring or whatever this is down in her throat is different.
They look a ton alike, right?
This looks a little bit younger.
You think this looks younger?
Yeah.
But don't you think if you just look at something for long enough and you kind of have a paranoid mind, eventually you'll find a difference and make a big deal of it?
I think something like that's possible, yeah.
Which one are you more attracted to?
This one.
That one.
Yeah. Uncovering Hillary's doubles is one thing, but what could they tell us about our current commander-in-chief?
Barack Obama is a Muslim. He's a terrorist. Nobody will ever tell me different.
We don't even know if he's a citizen.
Yeah, if you don't look at the birth certificate, there's almost no evidence there.
Exactly.
So there's nothing Barack Obama could do to prove that he was born here?
If there was maybe witnesses that were attendants at his birth.
Like his mother? Do you listen to his mother?
No. She has motivation to lie.
So you don't trust Donald Trump's birth certificate either?
Yeah, because he's been here forever.
Well, how do you know? What's your proof?
Well, his parents and...
But they're biased. I'm talking about like people who could be in the room.
Why would they be biased?
Well, like, I'm just using your logic against you.
Okay.
He acts like a Muslim. He talks like a Muslim. He also does the Muslim principles as far as jewelry is concerned.
Jewelry?
Yeah, jewelry. Certain months of the year, not wearing his wedding ring.
That's a deep cut. You want me to connect your necklace to your Christianity?
Why would you do that?
Well, you just taught me it. I didn't even know people were connecting jewelry to religion.
Muslims don't wear...
Is that a Jew watch?
And one of the most unbelievable discoveries yet.
Barack Obama had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around, always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
Wow, mind blown. They also had new truths about the media cover-up of Trump's surging popularity.
I don't think the media really portrays all the African Americans that support Donald Trump as much as they do.
So what should we be portraying? Where are these African Americans? When you literally look out across the 400, 500 people here, we don't see any. They'll wave. Wave, white people! Yeah. It's like a Dave Matthews concert. Except Dave Matthews actually has African Americans in his band. Tell me when you see somebody who is not white.
Here, right here. Thank you, brother.
Donald Trump don't even know how much a loaf of bread or a dozen of eggs cost.
So you don't even support Donald Trump?
No.
Okay, so he didn't work. Turns out they got one wrong. But the rest of their theories can be backed up with ironclad sources. And what's your source?
Just Facebook or Twitter. I mean, everything. And
So you'll look at like facts and bull. You'll put it all together.
Exactly.
So outside of having no proof, what proof do you have?
I don't have any.
You don't have any proof?
My opinion.
Your opinion.
Do I have proof? No. Do I have articles? No.
But your mind is made up without any information.
My mind is made up.
Good enough for me.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
We should only admit into this country those who share our values and respect our people. I call it extreme vetting. I call it extreme vetting.
It's like he really thinks the more extremes he puts on it, the more votes he'll get, you know? We're down 6 points in Ohio, so extreme vetting, extreme. Check again, how many? 7, extreme. The big question is, how widely shared are the values that Trump speaks of amongst Trump supporters? Well, we sent Jordan Klepper to find out.
Donald Trump's new ideological screening test will weed out extremists with
extreme views about religion, such as its oppression of women, gays, and non-believers.
That's right, Trump wants prospective Americans to embrace religious freedom, gender equality, and gay rights. At a recent rally in Wisconsin, his fans were on board.
I am for extreme vetting. I am.
I think it is a good idea.
Extreme vetting. Think that's a good idea?
Of course. He forgot one thing, just make them eat some bacon.
These guys were pumped about America's values of tolerance, so I knew they'd pass Trump's test with flying colors.
Fill in the blank for me. 2 men getting married is blank.
Disgusting.
Actually, the answer is legal in the United States.
Oh, it's legal, but I don't like it.
It's important to believe in, to have respect for everyone's religion.
So you respect Christianity?
I do.
Judaism?
Yes.
Islam?
No.
Can a woman be president?
The presidency is a man's job.
I have women are qualified to be president.
No. A female has more hormones. She could start a war in 10 seconds. If she has hot flashes, whatever, boom.
Haven't all wars been started by men?
Yes.
Do you think a gay couple should have the same rights as a...
No, I don't. I really don't. I don't think it's fair.
To the gay couple?
Well, no, but the regular couple, they work so hard, and the gay couple, they want more.
When you say more, do you mean equal?
Yeah, they want equal in there.
And that's just too much.
Yeah.
No, that's the wrong answer. Sorry, hold on. Turns out Trump's ideology test was going to be harder than I thought.
Whenever I hear president, I think of man. It's a man's job. What sort of? I may be
close-minded.
No.
Misogynistic?
No.
You're voting against your own interests.
That's it. Thank you very much.
These extreme nations, they don't treat women with respect.
We treat women with respect here.
Yes, we do.
That's an American ideal.
Yeah.
Tell me about your shirt. What's it say?
It says, Hillary sucks. But not like Monica.
Hilarious. So we were talking about treating women with respect.
It's an American ideal that we treat women with respect.
You got to give me the back of that shirt one more time. That's too much fun.
Trump that bitch!
We don't even see the irony in it. I love it, right? As passionate as these guys were, they just weren't passing Trump's ideological test. Luckily, there was still time to study. This will just help you prep for the test. So if you take it again, you'll be more welcome here. This is a DVD of the 3rd season of Will and Grace.
Okay.
Some really likable and not too gay people. This one is going to be good for you. Gloria Steinem. This really humanizes women.
As us feminists, we have so much work to be done.
You a feminist?
No.
Obviously, extreme vetting was necessary to weed out extremists. But until this plan was in place, were any of us safe? Are you afraid the extremists are already here right now?
They could be anywhere.
They could be right here.
They could be.
Yeah. He could be over there. He could be that guy or this guy. He could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
The truth. You can't handle the truth.
This has been one of the strangest events I have ever done in my life. To be honest with you. I feel like I'm a tribute in the Hunger Games. If this goes poorly, Steve Bannon gets to eat me. But I was asked to not roast the president and the administration in their absentia. And I completely understand that. We are in a very strange situation where there's a very combative relationship between the press and the president. But now that you guys are minorities, just for this moment, you might understand the position I was in. And it's the same position a lot of minority kids feel in this country. And it's, do I come up here and just try to fit in and not ruffle any feathers? Or do I say how I really feel? Because this event is about celebrating the First Amendment and free speech. Free speech is the foundation of an open and liberal democracy. From college campuses to the White House. Only in America can a first-generation Indian American Muslim kid get on this stage and make fun of the president. The orange man behind the Muslim ban. And it's a sign to the rest of the world. It's this amazing tradition that shows the entire world that even the president is not beyond the reach of the First Amendment. But the president didn't show up because Donald Trump doesn't care about free speech. The man who tweets everything that enters his head refuses to acknowledge the amendment that allows him to do it. Think about it. It's almost, 11? It's 11 p.m. right now. In 4 hours, Donald Trump will be tweeting about how bad Nicki Minaj bombed at this dinner. And he'll be doing it completely sober. And that's his right. And I'm proud that all of us are here tonight to defend that right, even if the man in the White House never would. So I'd like to thank the White House Correspondents Association for having me here. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Woodward and Bernstein for inspiring a generation of journalists. And I would like to thank Donald Trump for inspiring the next. Thank you so much. It's been an honor. Good night. I love you. Thank you.
Spend it on the have-nots. Money, we make it. Before we see it, you take it. Oh, make me wanna holler the way they do my life. Yeah. Make me wanna holler the way they do my life. This ain't living, this ain't living. No, no, baby, this ain't living. No, 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 no. Inflation, no chance to increase finance. Bills pile up, sky high. Send that boy off to die. Oh, make me wanna holler the way they do my life. Yeah, make me wanna holler the way they do my life. Oh, baby. Setbacks, natural. Fact is, honey, that I can't pay my taxes. Oh, make me wanna holler and throw up both my hands. Yeah, it made me wanna holler and throw up both my hands. Oh, crime is increasing. Trigger happy. Policing, panic is spreading. God knows where we're headed. Oh, Everybody thinks we're wrong. Mother, who are they to judge us? Mother, mother, simply call me sweet where I hair long. Mother, mother, ooh.